I mean, just because it's out there doesn't mean it's true. You get me?
You
I will
can't
say
use that phrase because then we have nothing to believe in. Like the idea of
we
having
technically don't. We technically don't in the greatest
that's
perspective
a
because
black
all
that's so black pill. I've never heard you speak like that before.
we technically don't. Okay. Everything we've ever learned up to this point has
It's only
been
been
taught to
told.
us in a book.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay. Yeah.
of his story. Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid.
Tell me, boy.
Testicles, 1, 2, testicles. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
What's
hit him.
shaking, bacon?
What's up, baby girl? Ooh.
Damn, my boy over here undercover. That's
Mm,
pigs in a blanket.
what the fuck? Wait. Before we do anything, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Paranoid Radio Podcast, the best show with the best content for the best squeaky listeners. That is right. My name is Trebles Garcia, and I am your humble host. Joining me in the ones and twos, the best co-host in the motherfucking planet. Big tag salute.
Salute. What's up, big dog? I was bragging. How you doing?
I'm over here just chilling, dog. Just chilling. Quite honestly, bro, I am ready to fucking rumble because we have an amazing episode lined up for all of you guys today. It's the beginning of the holiday season, ladies and gentlemen. It's the beginning of December, the most beautiful fucking month of the world in the planet. That's right. We got the vibes and we're jolly as fuck. Not just jolly, jolly as fuck. Ooh.
Damn, ho.
Wait, you're a hoe? What'd you say?
Called you a hoe.
All right, dog.
Ho, ho, ho.
All right, let's settle down. Let's settle down. Big Tank. How was your day, bro? How was your week, bro? What you do? Tell me all about
Bro,
it.
bro.
You haven't been here for a bit.
Wild ass weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Drugs, women. Oh my God, let me tell you,
What?
rock and roll lifestyle. You already know how it is.
You're a
I was
fucking playboy philanthropist or
Put it this
relax,
way, big
Mister.
dog. Put it this way, fool. I
Mm.
was playing with bitches on Saturday, big dog.
What do you mean? Oh, literally, literal bitches.
Literal
Oh,
bitches, female dogs. So I went to a dog show. It was badass, epic,
oh,
nothing.
damn. I thought you were just being figuratively. Okay. You're a dog man. All right, bro. What
I've
if I
been
told you?
walking the dog.
What if I told you Big Tag had that dog in him?
Hey, that was gangster.
That was guys. That was
Hey, I
guys on
fuck with
TikTok.
that fool. I fuck with that fool. What if I
You know
tell
he's a
you he had
comedian,
a
right? I don't know
dog?
his name. I don't know if I think he's a comedian. I don't know if his name, but he's fucking pretty dope. I'll put up as one of his stuff on
Hey,
Paranoid Radio on
hey,
Instagram.
fool, his shit's funny though. Like, I'm not sure he even does it like because that's like his gimmick.
Hmm.
But I'm waiting for him to break character throughout the whole time because he's looking dead center at you. He's telling you, he's giving you everything. I think I heard one about Napoleon. Let me tell you about some of the short kings, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Dude,
with
he
a
did he
serious
did
attitude.
he did fucking Benjamin Franklin. He did the guy in the Edison
Yeah.
dude. Like that was fucking crazy, dog. And it's pretty cool because he brings facts. So I don't know his name, but we're giving promotion to this unknown guy on TikTok that starts every single video with like, what if I told you this person had that dog in him? And he just fucking starts bringing facts. That was bad as fuck. Now,
Boom,
ladies and
boom,
gentlemen,
boom.
Big Time, how about you and I start dropping fucking facts on this episode and you connect the random answering machine and give me the preview review.
Randomizer machine, do your thing.
Paranoid Radio.
That is right, everybody, boys and girls from around the world. This is the preview review where I read you a review from Apple Podcasts. Absolutely not. Not today. We're going to give you one from Spotify. That's right. For the people that do not know, you can drop a review on the episode, any episode of any show. Not just on the show, but on the episodes per episode on the show. This is from our friend Rasco. No, wait. Raxo17. Raxo17 says on Spotify, on the episode Giants, he said, a banger episode, like always, exclamation mark. Wow, that's a nice review. Wait. Look, I appreciate the review, but it's a short review. Nevertheless, it's an amazing review. Thank you so much, Raxo. This episode goes out to you, Raxo17 on Spotify, for dropping this amazing review on Giants. Now, Big Tank, it's Bird, it's Plane. Nope, it's Paranoid Radio. Hit me up with what is happening.
What is happening, my people? What is happening? You guys know the deal. This is what is happening, the best segment of this show. I'm gonna give you guys 2 stories, and I want you guys' official input. I want you guys to tell me what you guys think, what you guys feel, what you guys don't feel, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna take my 2 cents plus your 2 cents, and I'm gonna deposit that bitch into the bank of knowledge, my people.
The bank of knowledge.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right.
Let's start off with number one. My people, they just did a quote-unquote mapping of the geography of what's considered mostly LA County.
Oh, shit.
It is gonna shock you, my people. Okay, so I haven't personally noticed it. I do live more out toward the suburbs, but there is a change of quote-unquote migration. So we've all pretty much known, and this is not no hit towards anybody or any type of thing.
Who you trying to
I'm
hit?
trying to say, I'm trying to hit. I ain't hitting nobody. I'm just speaking at the facts. All right. So there is a migration of, I guess you could say, quote unquote, white people, for all the plainest terms, where they're moving. Anglo-Saxon.
Sorry, just to be politically correct.
Oh my God! Oh, I'm done with big dog. Where we've all known what certain areas are nicer. For example, if we were to talk about the SGV, we're talking Arcadia, Alhambra. You get me? Where you see a lot more of Anglo-Saxon, like Trebles said, white people.
I'm glad I taught you a new term today, bro. You learn something every day.
I heard it, but I just never crosses my, not in my vocabulary. Put it that way.
All right. So what happened with these Anglo-Saxons? What the fuck? They're migrating. They're shooting up. What's up? What they doing?
No, they're migrating out of the suburbs areas to be more quote unquote mixed and to be part of the culture that's all throughout them. And the study seems to be showing is that, I guess, the white people are tired of the basicness of what they see. They're tired of having to drive out to go get good food. Not that they don't have good food. I mean, I can see the struggle. For example, I mean, I live in La Puente, but I was born and raised in Almani. And guess what? When I know I want something from Almani, guess what? I'm gonna travel.
That's right.
Just because I haven't been able to find it. I mean, same thing goes for Trebles. Whenever you move to a different place, you're gonna like, oh, fuck it, I'll make the drive. I'll go do this.
Exactly.
I'll go do that.
Word.
Except they're taking it to a whole new other level. Let's go move in there.
That's the thing. I think it's cheaper to buy a house out in Palmdale instead of living in downtown LA. And the thing is, you get more land, right, for your buck. A cheaper house, cheaper food, cheaper on sugar, cheaper gas. I mean, everything's cheaper. Get the fuck out of LA. Dude, I would love to move out of LA, dog. I just, you know what it means. It's just fuck, bro. I get you though. I get why they're doing it.
Okay. So as far as everything as that's going, I mean, could you say that's the beginning of gentrification? Can we justify that, or do you think it's just good as it is?
I think they're doing the right move. I would love to fucking live in LA without all this traffic. If there's too many there's 8 different lanes on a fucking freeway and they're all filled. There's just too many of us in LA. So, by help me God, please just move out of LA. Do not come to LA. Don't come to LA.
Don't come to LA. Get out. Everybody get out, but I want to stay.
I don't want to stay that. This is a dark world. I think everybody here is fucking dark as fuck. The energy here is just filled with just prostitution, fuckery, methamphetamine all over the place. There's more meth heads now than ever in LA, and it's just getting worse.
Okay. On to number two. How many guys actually own firearms out here in California?
Ooh, it's pretty hard to own out here legally, but yeah. Ooh.
Legally, and I'm gonna go legally. I don't want to go the other route. Let's just say
right.
legally. How many of you guys actually own a fire gun? And you know what? They're just. We've all seen memes where we've all seen pictures where in a certain state, certain part of the world, or a certain part of the US, you could open carry, you could conceal carry. It's not a big deal. You don't even have to get a permit or anything. That's right. What if I were to tell you there's been this bill countless of times that they've been trying to pass, but what if I tell you that it actually looks like it's coming on the up and up?
Oh, what do you mean? What's coming up and up?
the whole open carry slash concealed carry out here in
In
California.
California? Hey, California is
Yes.
one of the hardest states to get firearms legally.
Hardest,
Yeah,
hardest.
and not to even mention to have a carry-on, like you need to be like extremely well-trained, SWAT member, retired, Marine Force, SEAL, a Space Force cadet type of thing. Like you need to. That's like 6 different branches in one. Like in order to carry a concealed weapon, and even at that, you're still limited to a small 5-bullet clip. So even if you get a semi, it'll just go ta 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 ta. It won't go. It won't.
Whoa. You can't have automatic. I don't think anywhere throughout the U.S. But besides the point,
I don't think
there's
so.
actually-
I think you can. I think it's just a small clip. I think it's like 10 bullets a shot. You
I
only have 10
honestly-
rounds, I believe.
Honestly, I wouldn't even know. I haven't dug that deep into it. I know California law, and I mean that's basically why would I want to learn anything else if I know I can't use it?
Yup.
I mean, so there's actually a bill that's in the process. It's gathered up enough votes, or it actually looks pretty promising. There will be some steps and regulation, almost like going to the DMV, taking out your license per se.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But how do you feel about that? Because I'm gonna give you my 2 cents, but I want to know your 2 cents before I go in.
I want to make sure that people do know this. I'm not, by all means, I'm not letting you know to buy a fucking firearm illegally, but you got to do what you could do. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm very happy that this is coming out. I think it's honestly, a lot of people say that fucking guns are the problem due to these mass shootings. I think guns are not the problem. I think guns are the solution. But that's just me in my extremist ways. I mean, that's just my humble opinion.
Okay. So I have family members out in Texas. I have family members out in Arizona where open carry is allowed, concealed carry is allowed.
Traditional.
With very, very minimal laws and restrictions. Okay. And I get it. I understand it. I applaud them. But in my eyes, and it could be that I'm just living here in LA, I see it in the sense that the only reason you should have a gun is because you're in fear that you're going to need to use it. Right?
For self-defense, okay. Home
Okay.
invasion type of shit, okay.
Exactly. Okay. A lot of these places you could say are really nice, where you shouldn't need them. So here's my question. If you wear your gun and you use it as part of your dark core as your accessory, what's the whole point of having the gun?
I don't get what you're asking me.
Okay.
You're reversing the question on yourself lately. The people, it's like, why wear a belt or why wear a hat if it's just an accessory? It's I think it all comes down.
Listen.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna break it down. If you live in a nice area, for example, me and a couple of my buddies, a couple of family members, they moved out to Arizona and Texas. And every time they go, before they go out, wallet, cell phone, gun. Okay.
Damn. Okay.
Normal routine.
Okay.
Okay. They live in nice areas where it should not be needed. And their excuse is, well, everybody has guns, so everybody's intimidated. Valid point. I can see that happening. Why am I gonna even try to do something if there's guns everywhere? Okay. But if everybody knows that, technically, isn't that like the whole herd type of immunity type of thing?
It's culture. In these states, it's culture to have a carry-on. Fool. It's like, look, you go to fucking...
So is it an accessory then? No.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see it a problem. I don't see it as a problem.
It's not a problem. I just want to distinguish from when did it go to being I guess, use as needed to using it as an accessory.
As a fashionable fucking accessory. I think in these states there is something that they have to fucking go by, which by all means they have to. They have to keep it. It's kind of like what Leonidas said about the 300. He said, we might just submit, but we also have a reputation to go by. This is the reputation of Arizona, reputation of the Wild West. This carry out cowboys and carrying guns and rally fucking wearing boots and hats and shit. This is what they do, dog. Country music rules. You know what I'm saying? But in California, I really don't see this happening. I don't think this bill will pass just because we live in a democratic state that look at all the laws against guns already just in this state alone. I don't think that we're going to be able to have a carry out. And if we do, it has to be concealed and it's going to have a bunch of shit, only 3 rounds in it. Then they have to be non-lethals and etc. So I don't think this is going to be happening. As far as going as a excuse me, as a fashionable statement, I honestly think that if it goes with your outfit, fucking rock it. I don't see any problem. I don't think it's anything, you know, bad.
I just don't see the point of it, to be honest. I mean,
That's
look,
because you live in California, bro. The
if
culture.
you live in a bad neighborhood, I get it. You get me?
Mhm.
If you live in a bad neighborhood, maybe you're walking through the street. I mean, for example, if you live in South Central where you're constantly looking over your back, hopefully you'll get jumped. Okay, maybe I get it. And even then, the ratio of you actually using it's really small. It's more as an intimidation factor.
Define nice area, because look, the Uvalde place, the shootout that happened at the fucking school. That place, that wasn't a ghetto place. That's a white-licious place. That was a place filled with a bunch of white people. They were probably not racist, but this is in the middle of Texas. You get what I'm saying? It's in a suburb. It's a nice area. And guess what happened? There was a shootout, and massive amounts of people died. Kids, children. So I don't know. I think it's just, it's a fashionable piece in his culture that you just let him be. I'm not bothered by it.
Okay. So, okay, let's stick with that then, because a lot of these mass shootings that have happened have been in predominantly, I guess you could say, nicer areas.
Mhm.
You get me? Especially where gun laws are less restricted.
Uh-huh.
You get me? For example, you go to Arizona, Texas, you can get the gun then and there, as opposed to a 10-day wait.
Uh-huh.
You get me? Before they ran your background check and all that bullshit, like how they have to do here in California.
Uh-huh.
Do you think any of that might have played an effect?
No, I think mental health and low fucking welfare and no health laws, real good health laws where they could give you some mental health or some fucking some psychiatrist or something. That's what caused the problem. I don't think having guns, being out in the open, easy accessible, is, I think obviously underage kids shouldn't be buying so it shouldn't be buying guns. That for sure, I agree with that. But I don't think having guns out in the open for public to purchase legally is the problem. I think the low budget fucking healthcare system that the United States and other states offer is the main problem, because people that are not as privileged don't have access to these things, and then they weaponize their illness, and then they come and they get a gun because it's easy accessible, and they shoot out massive amounts of people. It's mental health. That issue here. The issue will be at that point pharmaceutical companies and the fucking healthcare system.
But if it's easy accessible, isn't that the fault too?
Look, that one rotten apple doesn't make the whole entire tree bad. You know what I'm saying? That's
it
just
does,
that one rotten apple.
It doesn't. But I mean, you have to sort of take it into place where if it's that easily accessible, does that not make it a little bit of the problem?
I don't think
I'm
it does.
not gonna blame it. I'm not gonna blame it all completely. I don't agree with that, especially because you know that I have firearms.
Uh-huh.
You know I do. So I'm not fully against it. But in a perfect world, if somebody's thinking bad thoughts, for example, somebody wants to commit suicide, guess what? I'm gonna go buy pills and I'm gonna go kill myself. They do it then and there. They kill themselves. You get me?
Uh-huh.
Because they don't have time to progress through it. You get me? Or whatever way they're thinking. Or, I'm gonna go hang myself. Do I have anything long enough? Cool. Let me go run to Home Depot and go get a thick enough rope so I could go kill myself.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all accessible. I'm not gonna blame you for that. I mean, shit, it's like trying to ban everything now just in case somebody tries to kill themselves. No, I understand that. You get me? But don't you think if you have time to think about it a little bit more, if somebody per se, if that's the case, if somebody just goes in there, I'm gonna buy the gun, cool, hey, what kind of rounds does it use? Cool, okay, cool, done, boom. And then they decide to go do it. They have no premeditative state. Wouldn't you at least say that a 48-hour hold isn't a bad idea? I'm not saying you have to do a whole week, maybe 24, 48. You get me?
I don't know. I think it's just age, maybe a test. A psychological test that they could give you on spot. I don't know. Maybe 48-hour hold would help. That'll maybe help. I'll give you that.
Maybe
it'll help. But like, I still don't think guns are the problem, dog. I maybe giving them too easy accessible, that might add on as an extra add-on why these things are happening. But I don't think it's the only fucking major problem.
No.
Maybe a 48-hour hold on somebody that if he's under 21, he looks unstable, he doesn't have a GED or an ID.
But what's wrong with a 48-hour hold overall, though?
That's what I'm saying. It's not wrong. It's not wrong.
I'm not saying we have to do a whole 7-day hold, 10-day hold, whatever California has. You get me? But
get a green light from the FBI, get a green light on his thumbprints, all that stuff. I agree with all of that. That's fine. That's doable, and it should be applied on every state on a national level. 48
That's
hour
a
hold,
yeah,
the back
exactly.
screening, all that shit.
Exactly. I mean, I'm not saying that obviously mental factor has to play a major role the way people are raised, the way people are dealing with it. Like that one shooting that happened in what was it?
Because
Where that guy went full on Call
before
of
we go
Duty
on
and just
another
started
tangent,
dumping people.
even at that, if you show a fucking doctor's note to go purchase a gun, right? And the doctor gives you an okay, a green light, psychological fucking evaluation that you're able to fucking purchase a gun without you having any issues, right? Right?
Hmm.
Even
Hmm.
at that could be corrupted, because then it comes down to the pharmaceutical or the doctors to give you the green light. And doctors are easily manipulatable. You get what I'm saying? By a pharmaceutical company. So then the power gets given from the state about for holding on to the guns, then to the pharmaceutical company. Then they can start neglecting guns to every single person just because you have some type of depression or you're bipolar. You get what I'm saying?
But should they have it though?
What do you mean? The
Should they
guns?
have it? If you know somebody's mentally unstable, should
That's
they
not what I'm
have it?
saying though. How do you know they're mentally unstable if now the fucking system, the pharmaceutical and the doctors are corrupt?
Well,
They
I
can
mean,
manipulate it to not give you the gun.
yes, agreed. But does everybody deserve to have a gun though?
Well, not killers and mentally ill people, but there's only one way to
But that's
find
how
that
they
is to get a
start, right?
specialist.
That's how they start.
I don't know, fool. Right now you're sounding against guns. Like right now you're
I'm not
really, really
against
bad
guns.
at
I'm
against
not.
guns
I'm
right now.
not against guns. I have guns. You get me? I just don't believe everybody should have one.
I think everybody
We all know.
that
We
has
know.
some mental evaluation after a 48-hour hold and passes the back screening should, and it's a
Agreed.
privilege to that everybody should have.
Agreed. I 100% agree with that. You get me? But some places don't even have that though. That's my whole thing. It's like the incident of ratio from people that actually legally have guns in other states do see a higher tendency of gun problems. You get me? And I'm not saying that as a whole.
I would have
I'm
to
saying,
look that up. I would have to look that up. Which states have the biggest problems, and if so, you're talking to a conspiracy theorist.
that legally have guns. Legally. I'm not saying
like open carry.
No. Legally, like people that legally have guns, they run into more problems. You get me?
I don't know, dude. I don't know, dog. I don't know, bro. I don't know if I could agree with you. I don't.
No, you don't have
agree
to.
with
You don't have to. You don't have to. I'm just telling you what the statistics that have been put out. People that legally have guns, because we can't account for all the illegal guns. There's no way you could ever account for that. There's illegal guns everywhere.
People
All
that legally have guns are the most problematic.
No. That's not what I said. Listen.
Okay,
listen,
then what?
listen,
Okay,
listen.
here go.
People that legally have guns throughout the U.S., okay, legally, and this goes throughout the whole 50 states. It has been recorded they have more scare incidents with guns. Okay, obviously, because they have them.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't agree with that either. I don't think that's true. Scared with guns? I don't know, dude. Like if you're walking around with a gun, you're not gonna. Who are you scared of? You walking around with a gun? Like, it makes no sense.
We've all seen. Okay. We've already gone way too far in this, my people. We will continue this for another debate. Because hey, we're basically running the show just on gun violence right now, or gun laws, however you guys want to put it. This was what is happening on your regular scheduled broadcasting.
That is right, Big Tank. Thank you for those two amazing stories, as always. Doing the fucking best, rocking the cages and all that good.
Hey, long ass stories.
Hey, that was a long story, but you know what? Sometimes we need those debates, dog, to give a balance. And talking about balance, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to put out something before we jump into this amazing episode. Please allow me to jump in from the deep end of the pool and set the fucking mood. Ladies and gentlemen, when you know the worth of your words, you won't just say anything. And then when you know the worth of your thoughts, you won't just think of anything. Also, when you know the worth of your presence, you just won't be anywhere. Having said that, guys, I need to put out a disclaimer. This episode is not to insult any specific group of peoples, and it's not to make you think like us. This episode is just a representation, introduction of what our opinion is on the research we did. By no means, we don't want you to think like us. We just want you to do the research yourselves and find the verdict yourself. So please don't get insulted. And to give you some balance on the show, I'm going to bring in deep facts, hardcore theorizing, and conspiracies and shit. And Big Tank is gonna bring in the skeptic, and also because I have to speak from a respectable place. I don't want to disrespect anybody that is Catholic because even my co-host is Catholic. Having said that, guys, really hope you guys enjoyed this fucking episode. Now, let's fucking get into it. What do you have anything to say, Big Tank?
Nothing. You were raised Catholic.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, partially. Yeah, I want to say.
I mean, the way you said it, my code goes down. My nigga, you were raised Catholic. What are you talking about? I'm like, what the fuck is he?
A portion of my life I was. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was also partially, right? Part of my teenagehood. But I mean, look, as I get older, I start believing less in what these entities are. So, but let's just jump into it, Doc. Today we're going to be talking about some deep, holy shit. And I quote, solemnly of our Lord Jesus Christ, King of the universe. And I quote, this is part of the Bible, guys. Hence, all the cosmos and aliens, as himself is an extraterrestrial, not only king of Earth. This episode will bring to the light dark secret history of multi-million-dollar untouchable city-state that has dominated Earth's religions, empires. It has mass murdered more than any other criminal organization in written history. Welcome to the fucking Vatican. That is right, Big Tank.
I mean, just off that topic, we're gonna have issues. I mean, because can you blame a one certain thing for something that somebody else did?
No, you can't. And then we all know that once you get into power, you want to hold on to the power. You start perversing and doing criminal shit to hold on to the power for ages.
Exactly. So I mean, does that make sense if you're gonna say that it's killed more people than any other, just if the Pope that's in charge right now, he didn't do it? So can you actually blame him?
But he represents the organization that put up. Okay, so now that you're gonna go jump there, let me bring up.
He does represent the organization that was there, but can you hold them accountable for it?
Yeah, still to this day.
How?
Put it to you like this, Doc. Did you know? And I know this is gonna be a little fucking heavy end, but did you know that the fucking Crusades, out of 9 Crusades, the Christians mass murdered, decapitated, and destroyed 700 million people in a duration of 9 Crusades, held by the Christian Roman Church and the fucking Templars?
I agree. But remember, any type of illness or any type of injury compared to then and now was subjected to infection. People did die a lot easier because of anything. So are those numbers higher? Yeah, of course, 1,010%. I'm not trying to be devil's advocate. But remember, any type of thing that happened back then compared to modern medicine now, right now you could get hit with a sword, and as long as it doesn't hit any major organs, you'll be fine. Though medicine will rush you back to health.
You're trying to fucking justify them killing 700 million people.
I'm not justifying them. I'm just saying the numbers are subjective as well. So, okay, let's talk about it. Am I talking to the Trebles that I knew when he was in high school?
Yeah, well, yeah, I think I haven't changed.
No, you've changed a lot, big dog. You have changed a lot. Does not mean I'm gonna hold you to the same ground. Is it fair for me to do that? Is it fair for people to blame America for the president that they've had compared to the president that they want?
They still do. People fucking blame us for things that we did in the fucking 1800s.
Certain people do. But do we look at it like that?
Okay, what about the top secret shit? Now, before we jump into this fucking debating of back to back, if it was all right for the Vatican to kill 700 million people in the name of Jesus Christ, I have to bring in some things that do exist, and this is again in written form. Okay. Now, the Vatican is not only a city-state, but it's also its own country within Italy. Agreed. And within its country, they have 1,000 civilians, and within 1,000 civilians, only 1,000 of these people that live in the fucking Vatican have citizenship, and they all have to work for the ministry, for the fucking religious gospel fucking temple place, religious place that's it's held at the Vatican. Okay, and also on top of that, a quick fact: the Vatican is the city-state country with the highest criminal rate per capita in the fucking planet. Hashtag look it up. So it's a little ironic that the most holy place on earth is also the most criminal place on earth. And I'm not just talking about them, the ministries being the criminals. I'm talking about like street hoodlum dudes jacking and freaking stealing cars and doing hoodlum shit. This is fact. Hashtag búscalo. On top of that, the Vatican also has a lot of secrets. Now, the word secret here does not mean it's secretive from the world. It's not a secret that they have secret archives. They're actually called private gospel, apostolic archives. They have over 50 miles of shelvings underneath the Vatican. I'm going to repeat that. 50 miles of shelvings of history underneath the Vatican. 50 miles of books in Latin and Greek and in Hebrew and our archaic fucking records that fucking not only depict history of the world, books of the lost library of Alexandria, but also the history of the own creation of the Bible. The Bible had 77 books and not only has 66. And some of these books that were taken out also hold secrets to the creation of humankind. And you know what? And they actually confirmed this by telling you that it's not a secret that they have a secret archive. That's why they call it a private archive, kind of like the United States of America has a top
Yeah,
secret.
but
You
not
get me?
everybody has access to it though.
Exactly.
I mean, that's one of the things. I mean, the only, I guess, not justification or anything
Mhm.
is, I think we've all agreed that not everybody deserves to know everything. You get me?
Yeah, because they're not ready for it, and then chaos will run the world.
It's not even that it might not be ready for it. I mean, if I have to put it in the most plain sense,
Hmm.
how many fake prophets,
Uh-huh.
how many fake future tellers? I mean, shit, you go on YouTube and you'll type in future predictions and you'll see thousands of hundreds of videos posted by this person. Oh, I came from this age, I came from this age, and this is gonna happen, or this is gonna happen, or
I
that's
like.
gonna happen. I mean, where do you distinguish it, or can people even distinguish that? Because you do have a lot of people that'll read one thing in this vast majority of what we call the internet.
Mhm.
Oh, but the internet's telling me, doesn't mean the internet's true.
Yeah, word. Hey, for you can't fucking talk shit about the internet. For the internet is a holy place of data. Everything the internet tells you is truth. Okay. Yeah.
Hey, for you're just as blind for if you believe that.
I know. No, I'm fucking pushing your buzz. I'm just busting your balls here. But
No,
check
no,
this
no,
out.
but
You
it's true though. You got me
you
to a
talked
sense.
about the fucking false prophets. Now I'm not gonna say that Jesus Christ is a false prophet, but there's this book called the Apocrypha. It's called the Hidden One. It's a removed book, kind of like the Book of Enoch, removed books from the Bible. And then there's another one called the Last Gospel. The Last Gospel allegedly is written in Greek and Syriac, and it tells the story of how Jesus Christ was married and had babies with Magdalene, Mary Magdalene, the prostitute.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so this is where the Demons and Angels and the Holy Grail movie from Da Vinci Code comes out, and this is where it was inspired by. Obviously, the fucking Vatican will never tell you the secrets of their wealth or how much they get money, how much they're taxed in the world, and how they keep their fucking all their money's fucking saved up. Nor they will never tell you the real stories of the lost books of the Bible, right? Because it's gonna intervene of how they run the show. You get what I'm saying? They're only going
Hmm.
to tell you their narrative. Now, the way that they confirm that is by saying that the archives are not secret, they're just private. So, like any organization around the world, you would have private fucking money, private fucking your social security is private to only you. It's not a secret that you have a social security. It's just the number of the social security itself is private and it's only for you. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's basically what they're saying, which basically always tells you that they do have secrets. Okay. I'm not trying to talk shit out here about only about the Vatican, but the Vatican has also a collection of art that I would personally call satanic. Big Tank, what? Okay, how do you feel about this, dog? Because to me, fool, when you see this, the resurrection, the morning star, Lucifer, fallen angel statues, when I see the fucking snake head buildings and all these even pedophile fucking symbols on the Pope's robes. When I see all of these things, it only makes me think dark.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm I'm not justifying anything.
Okay.
Okay, I cannot tell you where these symbols, who originated them from, because I'm not the expert. You get
Hmm.
me?
Hmm.
I will say the church has been around a long time,
Hmm.
and I will give you the most quintessential thing.
Hmm.
Before the Nazis took over the swastika, it was a
Ooh.
sign of peace and
Yes.
tranquility. And
Okay.
nobody seems to remember that. There's a building out here in I believe it's LA, where
Hmm.
it's a resemblance of swastika and it belongs to the I think it's a Buddhist symbol, where it actually
Hindu.
means
Hindu.
Hindu,
Hmm. Hmm.
where it's actually a sign of something else. But people post it every single day because of negligence.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Hmm. Okay. Hey,
If you know what it means, cool. By all means, share it. You get me?
it's a
Where these
privilege. It's a privilege for us not to know the real history behind the swastika. It's a privilege for us to see that. It's even like kind of like what's happening with Kanye West putting a swastika inside the Jewish star. It's a privilege for us not to know what that symbol means and only go based off his story. But his story is also written by the winner, by the victor. What makes you feel, and you know that the Vatican also hid Nazis, and you brought this up, that Nazis were hidden after the Nazis. Remember, the German people lost the war, but the Nazis actually got expunged through other governments. And one of those governments was the Vatican. The Vatican expunged not only Nazi gold, but also Nazi criminals in the name of God, in the name of salvation.
Yes, yes. I mean, we've talked about this
Uh-huh.
plenty of times. Yes, they did. I mean, I can't justify because I don't know, but it's throwing a stone where you don't even where nobody really knows the real motive. All we're doing is speculation at the end of the day.
How does that
So,
make you feel though? They were able to fucking protect the Nazis, but they didn't stand up to fight against Nazis when the Nazis were doing the Holocaust against the Jews.
okay.
You
If
see
you
how
want
you see
to
there was like a
okay,
backdoor
that's
communication
agreed.
with Adolf Hitler.
Agreed. Well, you can't. Okay, that's a little bit far fetched. I mean, if you have to go that far,
You
because
don't think they were bought off?
Hitler, I can't say they were. I can't say they weren't. You get me? I
Okay.
mean, at the end of the day, that's still just speculation. I mean, just because people are, it doesn't matter what you do. People could still be God-fearing men, even if they do some of the most heinous crimes. You get me?
Word, I know that for a fact. You could kill and rape somebody on Saturday night, and on Sunday morning you could go get salvation and get forgiven by the priest. I know. It's kind of fucked up.
So I mean, even then, I mean, okay, how much does the world really know about Trebles?
Hey,
You get
fool.
me? I mean,
No.
I mean, if you want to throw it out there like that, how much does the world really know about anybody? They only know as much as people want to lead on. The only difference is that it just happens to be that the Pope is tied into this massive organization. The priests are tied into the massive organization. But besides that, people only let off whatever they want to know.
How do you feel? Okay, then what about the high criminal organization communication with the Italian mob and the Mexican cartels? And I don't know if you know, but the Holy Roman Catholic Church at a time, wherever there is a staple of Catholic cathedrals around the world, like for example Mexico, right?
Yeah.
Mexico, El Salvador has them too. South America, Ecuador, all over around the world, Spain, everywhere. Whenever there's a fucking Catholic cathedral, these the Holy Roman Catholic Church collects its taxes from the local entity wherever they're placed at. So, for example, if California has a giant Catholic cathedral, that cathedral sends money out to Rome.
They all do. It's not just them.
This is how they stay in
Every
power on the
every
monarchy.
church, every single church does that.
Every
I mean,
domination collects money and they self salvation of for 10% of your check every fucking every month. I know that. Yeah. I mean,
but that's just a narrative that they put off. I mean, technically, the U.S. is the same way, and Mexico's the same way in the form of taxes.
no, but this is a religious though. Like this is
It's the same thing, though. You're talking about it as an organization. You get me?
okay. Okay.
Same thing as the U.S. I mean, they charge you in taxes every time you collect a check. Who's the one taking out all your money?
Mm,
And they're willingly taking it out. They're not giving you an option. At
okay.
least with a church, when you give the money, it's gonna go somewhere. Am I right? I
Okay.
mean,
So
it's going somewhere.
they're afraid to lose their power because money can be printed. I think it comes down to the power and the influence. And if we're gonna go that route, because I'm trying to divert it to get to make sure I hit these other points, how is it? Okay, so I wanna make sure I get your point of view on this. Why were they so afraid of the fucking Knights of Templar? Because from what I know, the Knights of Templar were the leaders for the Crusades. They're fucking the elite soldier fucking group, mercenaries at a point that they used to destroy every other fucking religion to take over Jerusalem and any other holy land and relics, right?
Yeah.
Why did they dismantle the Templars? Why did they fucking spend so much time, money, effort, sweat, and blood tears?
Hey, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like you're putting me against this, like if I'm some type of expert.
I'm trying to bring this in because I have
That's
points.
fine. That's fine. But
Okay.
and I'm gonna put this out in the air. I am not no expert in this. I'm just giving you my opinion and all this. Doesn't mean that I'm right. Doesn't mean that I'm wrong or anything. It's just an opinion. I mean, to be honest, do any of us know anything? I mean, just because it's out there doesn't mean it's true. You get me?
You
I will
can't
say
use that phrase because then we have nothing to believe in. Like the idea of
we
having
technically don't. We technically don't in the greatest perspective because all
that's so black pill. I've never heard you speak like that before.
we technically don't. Okay. Everything we've ever learned up to this point has
It's only
been
been
taught to
told.
us in a book.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay. Yeah.
of his story or what they want us to believe.
Okay.
I mean, technically, people tell you 2 + 2 = 4, right?
Hmm.
For all that we know, in another world, another thing, it's supposed to be another type of thing. You get
Okay.
me?
Okay.
So, I mean, let's dive deep into it. But I mean, at the end of the day, like we've been saying, this is nothing but speculation. Yes, the Knights Templars were dismantled. They were actually seen as a threat against the Roman Church because if you believe a certain narrative, it would actually say that they were gaining too much power. They were becoming money hungry from all the relics that they have conquered
Yeah.
in
Hmm.
the how do you call it in the how do you call it in the
Their
holy
conquest. Their
wars.
conquest.
Yes.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. But then if you believe another narrative is that they continued and stayed true to the religion of what the religion was.
Hmm. Hmm.
I mean, there was even a speculation, a theory where they were planning on dividing the church, which is something the church would have never wanted. You get
Eventually,
me?
it did happen. The Reformation, where the fucking all these dominations started growing out. This is why they have all these other fucking little doctrines, right? We talked about that at the beginning of the
Exactly,
show. Hmm.
exactly. I mean, but at the end of the day, it's I you can't justify it because it's speculation. Even to this day, even if we come up with a most conclusive thing, we will
Hmm.
never actually know. But if I had to give you my 2 cents,
Hmm.
I have a feeling that there would have been a division between the church, the priest in charge, and the Knights Templar. I,
And
I that's what I'm gonna say.
I have a couple points why they were dismantled right before they became too powerful. The Knights Templar didn't only create vouchers for Federal Reserve banking. So basically what they did is in order for you to travel, for example, from fucking Rome to Jerusalem safely with all your gold as a regular fucking person, right? With your sheep and shit, you would go and then deposit all your fucking gold into a safety deposit place, house, a Templar place, like a bank, and they'll give you a check, like a voucher. You take that check and then you go into Jerusalem and then as a pilgrim, and then you give that check to the next organization, and then they'll fucking give you money from that area of the world. They invented banking, dog. So that they didn't only give them fucking power, but they were taxing all that money. So if you deposited $10, $2 out of that 10, they'll return $8 to you. They'll keep $2. This is just an example. So they became rich outside of the Catholic organization. Then they started fucking becoming mercenary elites training. They were fucking lobbying political and monarchy powers, secret pacts. They fucking categorized pagan fashion. They worshipped Baphomet. They created human and relic traffic. Like I'm talking about human trafficking, like immigrants, dog. And then they branched out to many other secret societies. Not only on top of that, they also fucking killed 700 million fucking people in the span of 9 crusades in the name of God. But then again, this is the Knights Templar, which is why the Catholic Church tried to rectify their problem, try to do something right for once, and then dismantle the Templars. As a matter of fact, the Knights Templars, check this out, because it's gonna blow your mind right here. The Knights Templars had the largest, fuck, this is hard to say, the largest ancient pornography file of all time. They collected pornography from all of their conquests, dog. Every single place where they won, they would fucking collect pornography. And I'm not talking about movies, dog. I'm talking about like,
Obviously,
yeah,
obviously. I mean, come on, big dog.
you know what I
Nah,
mean.
hey, if you say movies, fool, now I know you lying. I know you're reading anything that comes off the internet,
they
big
were
dog.
they actually held records and paraphernalia from the ages.
So I like the way you brought that up. Now I'm gonna touch base with you.
Okay.
When the I guess the movement of the Catholic Church started moving
Hmm.
after Jesus Christ.
Hmm.
Okay, I like the way you said. Well, I don't like the way you said it, but I like the way you brought it up. How they actually started doing something nice. But the
Yeah.
church in the beginning, when it first started,
Hmm.
it was nothing about giving donations. There was nothing about collecting or anything like that. There was no,
Okay.
everything was done for free. If they had food, you ate because they would break bread with you.
Oh damn.
And that's where it all comes from. So how are you gonna tell me that that's the only thing it's ever done when in all actuality the true meaning behind it is pure.
Hey,
Hi,
okay,
hi,
okay.
hi, help thy neighbor like you would help thyself. If you're eating, they're eating.
We are eating.
So if
My
that's the
dad,
most
my dad used to
purest,
say, a donde comen uno, comen tres. Right?
exactly,
Yeah, I
exactly.
get you.
So if that's the most purest thing, then how can you hold it against it if that's their actual belief? And it's not, and it wasn't until humanity twisted it up because they got money, because of greed,
Money,
because of power.
yes.
So how can you say that the most purest belief of the church
hmm
is it's not the church?
No,
It's the
check this
people
out.
that run it.
You're right. And now I'm gonna give you a piece of power to Christianity. Look, I am not a believer of man-made religion or at least religious organizations. That's out in the air. I have to be honest with you. But if by all means, if a set of rules by any entity, let's just say Jesus Christ, and the set of rules being the Ten Commandments, right?
Mm-hmm.
If a set of rules allows you, proves you, pushes you, and has you behaving in a righteous way, then the idea of God and the religion that follows, man-made or not, if it's allowing you and if it's making you act righteously, then God and that religious is righteous itself.
No, no, you cannot blame somebody for the actions of how they want to perceive it.
No, 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 no,
Remember,
no. I'm saying in a good way. In a good way. Like
oh,
if
I'm
you
yeah, nostalgic in a way.
right,
Yes,
if
okay.
you're like, okay, like you're like, well, hey, I'm act good because I'm a Catholic and I have to be righteous. And if that's what they teaching you by some sort of mean, down to the root, it comes out from something light, from something positive. It's just on the in the process of history. It just started breaking and being perverse by man and
So
power and greed.
can you say it was the actual church if the basic beliefs of church have always stayed the same?
No, I think it was man that perverted this fucking shit.
So
Cult.
can you blame? Because okay, let's talk about future tense.
hmm
I don't know if you knew this, but when a pope, I mean not when a pope, when a priest became a bishop or an archbishop, they were allotted so much amount of money, and usually with this money, they would throw these grand parties. Okay,
Uh-huh. Okay.
when the new pope came in, he abolished all of that. Everything he's ever received and given, he's given out.
hmm
You get me? He received this gold flake for Lamborghini hashtag. Go look it up, and
hmm
he donated it to give
Okay.
all this stuff out. I'm not saying that maybe all the money went to donation or however they used it, or if it was just a scheme or whatever it is. But I'm
Uh-huh.
telling you, everything there has been reformations throughout. Yeah,
hmm
the stuff get mixed up. Yeah,
hmm
of course. Remember, we are only human. I want to say nobody's ever been perfect. Nobody will ever be perfect, especially when they're tempted by money, power, and everything that comes your way.
Oh.
But the most basic beliefs in everything
hmm
is that hey, you need help, we will help you. You need this, we will help you. That has always been the most basic religion. I
At,
mean,
it, at its root, it should have been.
at its
Yeah.
root, yeah,
Okay. Okay.
at the main root. It's not until humanity gets involved. So can you blame the actual people or can you blame the
Mm.
religion?
I see where you're coming out now. Okay.
I
Okay. Okay.
mean,
This is what you
remember,
went back
if
to
you
the same question you gave me in the beginning. I get you now.
exactly,
Okay.
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 So if America would have lost and we never would have become independent, the history books would have told that America was ungrateful and they were treasoning against the queen. We
hmm
would have been portrayed as rebels. We would have been portrayed as no goods. Would have been,
hmm
but since America did one and they threw the narrative, oh, we did it for our own peace. We were tired
Freedom.
of
Uh-huh.
getting freedom and everything.
Uh-huh.
It's all in the history. But guess what? That's all man written. It could have been two completely different narratives. America could have been one of the most hated lands.
Mm.
Same way how they acquired how Mexico lost its land to the U.S. For all that we know, if Mexico would have found all that gold,
Word.
they would be
Word.
one of the main powers.
Well, I get you.
But it's all in the speaking of man, not necessarily the religion.
I have a
I
quote.
want to say the religions, the how do you call it? Everything in its base form is the best.
I have a quote for you, and you have a lot. You have there's a lot of common sense that you're bringing in. He who controls the past controls the future. And that's all I gotta. I need you guys to fucking sync on that. Right before we end this episode, I'm gonna bring another fucking 3 bullet points that I really want to touch on. Galileo presented the globe Earth plot to the church when the church thought that the flat Earth actually existed. And it's funny how the tables have turned around because now flat Earth is one of the biggest conspiracies on the fucking planet. And Galileo was fucking abolished for his fucking paganism and his fucking shit that he was bringing up that the Earth is a globe and it revolves around the sun. Not on top of that, there is allegedly, guys, now this is just speculation and theorizing here, but there is allegedly a time machine that was built by von Braun. I don't know if you guys know who von Braun is. Von Braun is the creator of the fucking IBM rockets that used to work for the Nazis. Allegedly, he created a fucking time machine goggles that could fucking go and see the past time events through energy and energetic magnetic waves. Now, don't quote me on that. It might be fake, but this is a conspiracy theory behind that the fucking Vatican is holding archives on a secret time machine goggles. Also, another fucking thing that does exist is the Grand Grimoire, which is a satanic spell book that is used. It's called the Red Dragon, that is used to create not only satanic spells to stay in power, but also the satanic talismans that help the Pope stay in power. For example, a lot of the fucking talismans that he's wearing and staffs that he uses during the celebration and cultic rituals that they do at the cathedrals. And just to put it into perspective, guys, and to put this a staple at the end, I want you guys to understand that in the name of Jesus Christ, the Holy Roman Catholic Church also has invested a lot of millions of dollars into a telescope, into the land of the telescope where the telescope's placed in Tucson, Arizona. And the telescope is set to be looking for alien life in the universe in the name of Jesus Christ. And the telescope is called Lucifer.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong on that one. And now I know
God.
you're telling lies. Now I know you're telling lies.
Allegedly, it was debunked.
The attachment is called Lucifer, not the actual
telescope. One of the biggest parts that goes with the telescope to make it radioactive or whatever, powerful.
But they didn't name it. They didn't name it. It was some scientists that named it.
There was a giant controversy. There was a giant controversy. It was debunked. And what they did was they changed automatically the name from Lucifer to another name because it was controversial that the Catholic Church owned the rights of the place where they were standing on, and they were looking at the stars with a telescope called Lucifer.
Yeah, but the Catholic Church had nothing to do with it. Don't be making shit up.
No. They had everything to do with it because they funded the place. It's on its land.
They did fund the place. They did fund, but Lucifer, they did not name Lucifer. They did not name it. It was a scientist.
We're debunking it as we're speaking on it. So yeah, it's debunked. I guess.
You're way off on that one, big dog.
No, at a time.
You fishing.
No, at a time it was called Lucifer, and it's funky as fuck that they're looking for alien.
The church had nothing to do with it. The church had nothing to do with the naming of it. Yeah, everything else is right. Everything else, 110%. It is funded by the church. It is the reason it's there is to look for extraterrestrial life. But the whole thing of the telescope being called Lucifer, that's not true. It's actually a piece that was called Lucifer, and it was never introduced by the church. It was introduced by the scientists.
But even at that, looking for alien lives in the cosmos in the name of Jesus Christ, you're telling me that alien life exists.
That's not true. I mean, everything's out there. You got me? I mean, it's hard to imagine, okay? You have to remember this. If God was willing to create this place, who's to say that he didn't create another place?
I like that. You're right. Even I think he himself is a fucking extraterrestrial. And if he made us of his image, he probably made others of his image in different colors and skin tones in different areas of the cosmos.
It doesn't, I mean, personally, it doesn't make sense why it would be this planet and not the next one next to it or the one after. I mean, who the fuck knows?
God damn.
Yeah.
It sounds like you were very passionate about this, and you kind of bashed me back. I really like the fact that you were here. You brought balance to the show, Big Tank. Now, please let them know where they can find you, Big Tank.
You guys know the deal. Catch me at EKNAT626. Once again, EKNAT626. Go check us out. Let us know what you think, what you guys didn't think. Till the next time.
That is right, guys. Make sure you follow us at paranoidradio.com, paranoidradio.com, and make sure to drop a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please catch us again next week on paranoidradio.com with new segments and a new show. That is right.
Till next time.
Paranoid Radio.